The next morn, Trip Lopez led 6 Lopez kin to the government office. Mr. M spoke with him briefly. On October 8th, the school's doors swung wide. 40 children from the garrison formed its first rank. Thomas Lynn stood among them, of course. That same day, the first band of soldiers finished a month's basic drill. Post-training, they'd return to their posts. They'd claim tower and beacon duties anew. Others would then march to Ying Fort for their turn. Yet their return marked no end. Self-led combat drills awaited. Swords, spears, bows, all demanded their own practice. In a blink, the 12th lunar month dawned. At dawn, Mr. M thrust open his door. He trod the deep snow. Linda D. and Yuri Valentine had risen long before. They honed their spearcraft in the yard. Linda D., Yuri Valentine, Thomas Lynn, all heeded him well. Each morn, they rose ere he did. Their practice laid a firm base. No warriors yet, but their future gleamed brighter than Mr. First D's, Mr. M reckoned. From tender years, warriors might build their roots. Yet true forging began past 15. Mr. M grasped not the full why. He sensed it tied to human ripening. Never had Mr. M heard of a warrior forged ere 15 years. Those who claimed such rank at 15 bore the name of genius. Mr. Third D and Victor D, now 15, stood as such prodigies. Mr. M reached an open stretch by Ying River's bank. There, he began his own practice. Persistence crowned all training. Busy or no, Mr. M carved an hour daily for it. Now he drank spiritual spring water as if it were common stream. "Grandfather, breakfast awaits!" As Mr. M neared his end, Nathan D. scampered forth on short legs. His small frame bore rare strength. All thanks to the spiritual spring water's grace. Not him alone, the D family thrived in vigor. In the office's rear yard, Wendy had readied the meal. All kin save Mr. Second D gathered round. Mr. M washed briefly, took the head seat, and seized a bun. 2 great pots of meat buns vanished in moments. All boasted hale health. Their hunger matched it well. Mr. M reared this brood like a host of hearty feasters. Post-meal, Mr. M summoned Mr. First D. The farm rose a month past. Over a dozen stables, 5 stores, and 7 or 8 homes formed its sprawl. 50 or 60 steeds it could hold, yet fewer than 30 grazed there now. 10 poor horses marked the start. Later, Mr. First D fetched foals and mares. At the farm, a man in a cotton coat strode forth. "Sir, this was San Ma," a horseman Mr. First D hired from the battlement. A steadfast worker for the D family now. Beyond him, over a dozen tended the farm. Mr. M dismounted and asked, "All well?" "All stands sound," San Ma replied with deference. "Snow was cleared from the roofs last night. The stables glowed with warmth. The horses fare fine." Once a horseman of Dusi Yamen, fate turned sour. An offense cast him out. To the battlement he'd been forced. Had Mr. First D not favored him, San Ma's kin would have been cast from the battlement. Now, they'd left it behind. His family dwelt at the horse farm. He and his wife served as steadfast workers for the D family. The first 10 horses, once frail, stood transformed. No longer weak and lean, they bore new strength. Not fine steeds, yet far better than before. "What price might these 10 fetch?" Mr. M asked. 50 taels per horse should pose no trouble," San Ma replied. Doubt gnawed at him still. 20 years tending horses taught him much. Yet these 10 baffled him. 10 would yield 500 taels. In 3 scant months, 200 swelled to 500. "Then find buyers," Mr. M directed. "Sell them and bring back mares and foals." Some feats must not overreach, lest eyes catch the oddity. Turning poor horses to good was a one-time ploy. Henceforth, the farm would rear foals alone. Less stark a shift, more easily borne. Mr. M fretted not over horse trades. San Ma knew the battlement's beast markets well. He'd seek buyers and sellers himself. Mr. First D oversaw men and coin. A master need not toil in all. Mr. M sent San Ma and Mr. First D off with cause. He dashed 2 bowls of spiritual spring water into the trough, then left. Back at Ying Fort, Mr. M settled in his study. Hugo Lane soon arrived. "Sire, last month's gains from needlework and charcoal," he said. He laid 2 coin chests before Mr. M. Mr. M lifted their lids. The sewing workshop yielded little, 4 or 5 taels monthly. Yet the charcoal workshop thrived. Winter's need for warmth swelled its hall. Li Tu Fox raised over 10 kilns across Yinghe Fort and Sanshan Fort. Hundreds toiled day and night. Monthly yield touched 30,000 pounds. 3 10-tael ingots gleamed in the chest. Mr. M reckoned silently. 30 taels fell to him. Sean Lucas claimed 20, he guessed. Li Tu Fox and his band split near 500 copper coins each. Less than 20 coins daily per man. More than a village day laborer's wage. At D Clan Village, a fed worker took 10 cents a day, unfed 12. This coin should grant Lee Two Fox's folk a fair year. 100 workers meant 100 military homes. Come spring's dawn, bid Lee Two Fox plant trees on the slopes, Mr. M commanded, else in few years the hills stand bare. No forest endured such reaping unchecked. To sustain charcoal's flame, new roots must rise. Very well, I'll tell Lee Two Fox, Hugo Lane affirmed. Hugo Lane departed with the chest in hand. Father, when shall we send this year's New Year gifts? Mr. First D arrived that afternoon with his query. The 12th lunar month had come. The time for such offerings neared. Kin by marriage numbered 5, Wendy's clan, Lee's, Kane's, Lewis's, and Lane's. These required no lavish tokens, yet some demanded richer tribute. Lucy Clerk, Mr. M's steadfast ally, must not lack. Vigo Torres warranted one too. So did the Lane family and Cole Lucas, Anning County's magistrate. Ready them, Mr. M instructed. Send extra cotton to your eldest sister, he added. Ask Harry Kane if he'd join us at Yinga Fort next year. Among the D siblings 5, Linlin D oft faded from sight. Wed now, she stood beyond Mr. M's reach. Yet as daughter and son-in-law, he'd tend them still. Harry Kane, young at 19, bore time yet. Martial ways could begin now. At last, he drew a 500-tael silver note and pressed it into Mr. First D's hand. Each deserved a worthy token. Lucy Clerk propped him up. To honor Lucy Clerk and more, Mr. M resolved to act. He'd ride to the battlement himself. That afternoon, he and Mr. First D set forth. Over 10 choice cavalry rode at their heels. Passing Linguin Fort, Mr. M paused to see Tristan D. Should you yearn for home, return this year, he said. At 17, Tristan D was but a youth. Far from home so long, its pull tugged hard. Let Vance D mind the fort in your stead. Vance D had returned afore. He'd fetched wife and young to stay. For other D-kin, Mr. M would grant turns to visit kin. Tristan D, ever steady, beamed like the sun. Mr. M clapped his shoulder. He surveyed Linguin Fort with care. Young though Tristan D was, his rule held firm. The fort stood well kept under his hand. Mr. M offered a few kind words, then rode on. Mr. M and Mr. First D parted ways. Dashan, what might suit General Lucy Clerk? Mr. M roamed the streets long. Over a dozen shops he scanned, yet found no fit. Dashan's song, once a small flag, served him now. In his early 30s, tall and stout, beside Vance D, they loomed like gate guardians. A warrior of refining strength, deft in saddle and bow. Thus, he'd named him captain of his guard. This guard, a private band, sprang from 10 scouts Mr. M first chose. Sire, I don't know, he said. He'd overlooked Dashan Song's quiet bent, asking him this was like serenading stone. Then his gaze chanced upon a shop, a bookstore. Mr. M mused and stepped within. No aim guided him now. Why not look? The bookstore stretched fair in size. Its adornment stood plain, a mark of years. He approached a row of shelves. His eyes roamed title by title. Many works lay there, classics, wanderers' tales, both healers' notes. Even martial ways caught his sight. Lowly skills they were, akin to the D family's ancestral spearcraft. He plucked a spear tome, much like the D family's own, yet distinct, a mirror for cross-study. Skill chosen, he turned to miscellany. Lucy Clerk would spurn Confucian tracts, he reckoned. Tales or war tomes might stir her. Wait, war tomes! A spark flared in Mr. M's mind. Shopkeeper, he called, have you the 36 stratagems? 36 stratagems? What might those be? The shopkeeper's brow creased in puzzlement. None here. Mr. M's eyes sparked bright. Ancient war tomes like Sun Tzu's Art or Taigong's 6 he'd not read. The 36 stratagems, though, he knew them fair. A master of war's craft he might rise. Resolve firm, Mr. M tarried no more. He swept every war tome from the shelves. Scarce they were, 6 in all. To the tally. From the bookstore, Mr. M sought the herb store. A century-old ginseng he bought, 700 taels it cost. His heart nigh broke. Then fine tea, furs, and cloth he gathered. By heaven, I must hoard more coin, he mused. Over 1,000 taels vanished this day. Then back to Yingye Fort he rode. Half a month remained ere the new year. A war tome he must birth in that span. Time pressed tight. Mr. M hastened home and plunged into his study. 5 days Mr. M wrestled his memory. At last, all 36 shone clear. 2 days birthed his first draft. 3 more refined it with care. On the 25th of the 12th lunar month, it stood complete. Mr. M took his 36 stratagems and 2 laden carts of gifts. To Jianning he rode. Year's end found Lucy Clerk steeped in toil. Soldier drills, war's cares, and festal gifts consumed her. Yet she sent gifts by servants' hands, not her own. Mr. M reached Jianning. At the threshold, he paused. Lucy Clerk sat not alone. A man in his 30s joined her there. He clasped fists in salute. Lord M, this is my brother. Come from the capital to see me, Lucy Clerk replied. Mr. M's mind stirred. Her kin's place clicked clear. The present Ning Duke, her father, bore the name Miles Clark. Left commander of the Central Army, he ruled the capital's camp. 4 sons he'd sired. The eldest fell in Northwest wars long past. The second and third, born of lesser wives, bore arms still. The last, Tate Clark, held as Ning Mansion's prince. This must be Tate Clark. Mr. M saluted Tate Clark anew. Derong dynasty's ranks were hollow honors. No fiefs they held, only lands. Rise, no need for form, Tate Clark said. His tone flowed soft, his hand waved light. What brings you? She asked Mr. M. Your servant bears the general a modest gift, Mr. M replied. He passed the gift list to Lucy Clerk. Her glance grazed it. Even a century-old ginseng drew no linger from her eye. Yet Lucy Clerk's eye caught the 36 stratagems on the list. 36 stratagems! What might this be? Mr. M gestured to Mr. 3rd D beyond the door. A wooden box rested in his hands. He passed it to Lucy Clerk. Curiosity alight, she lifted its lid. From within, she drew a slender tome. She turned its pages. At first, mere wonder guided her. Then awe stilled her. At last, shock painted her face. Born of Ning Mansion, a general she was. Military tomes she'd pored over since youth. Countless war works she'd known. Yet this 36 stratagem she'd never met. Its ploys struck her deeper still. Hard and soft, odd and even, thrust and guard it turned. Self and foe, truth and veil, host and guest it weighed. Work and rest, smooth and rough, high and low it spanned. Tactical craft it honed fine. Whence came this? In a mere quarter hour, Lucy Clerk spanned its breadth, yet its brilliance shone clear even so.